Hi everybody, I'm Mary. I get a lot of questions about my craft studio and how I organize and store all of my craft supplies. So I thought I'd take you on a quick tour of my space so you can see it for yourself. So come on in and join me. And welcome to my craft room. There's Elfie, my little crafting buddy, ready to say hello, greet you. She's in her usual spot on my chair, which she takes up even if I'm sitting in the chair, so I have to make room for her. So here's a quick look at my room from the doorway. It's just an extra bedroom that I've got in the house that we've converted. Took out the closet to make some more space. Got Brett's desk over here, and then a quick glance around the room from my Kallax and my other table over here to my main desk. So my main desk, we'll start over here. I've got my office supplies off on the right. And then let's take a look at the desktop. These are the items that I want out close at hand, easy, ready access. So I've got my stamp case shelf, and then I've got my ink pad holders and markers and punches and a custom length ribbon shelf we did there to fit all my ribbon in. All right, so let's go in for a closer look. So here I've got my stamp case shelf, and I use it for more than just stamp cases. I've got my bitty blending brushes out there, easy access when I'm sitting and crafting, and my other tools that I want to have close, right at hand. And then I've got my glass cutting mat always out on my desktop ready to go. And then my ink pads got to be close at hand, got to have those. And I want to point this out. Up here, I've taken a marker Nook that we specially sized to fit that space, but I use it actually for embellishments and my spray bottles and glue bottles. So that's kind of fun to keep those right at hand and gives that product another use besides just markers. And then I've got a space that I'm trying to fill, but for now holds my jar of paintbrushes and my water spritzer. And underneath everything, I got those great kickstands, raising it up, giving me those few inches of extra space to tuck things out of the way, like my stamp positioner, my Chucky tool, my cleaning sponges, and my ceramic mat for watercoloring. So that's kind of fun. We'll bring it around to the corner. Here is my cutting station on this side of my desktop. So my cutting machine, pop-up wastebasket for those cutting scraps. Gotta have that back there in the corner. And then my crates with my magnet cards, embossing folders, stencils, and embellishments. And here I've got in my stencil drawer these fun new crate dividers. Love this aqua color. So I've got my stencils divided by mini slims and my regular stencils, layering stencils. So that'll help once I actually get labels on there. We'll check that out. This crate has my embellishments, sheets of rhinestones and colored dots, other kinds of fun things. And then over here I have my heavy-duty cutting machine. And then up there is just my fun pin display. Added joy in the room, pops of color. So let's come back over to the desk and I'll give you a quick peek in some of the drawers. I make no promises if this is clean or not. We'll see what we find. But in this first drawer, here we go. Here I keep my adhesives and tools and scissors, all of this organized. Brett made this wonderful drawer organizer for me. Keeps everything in its place. Very helpful. Love that. And then here, this drawer is still a work in progress, but for now it's housing my large rolls of foam tape and some other tape that I don't have a home for just yet. And we'll come over here. I've got this big, shallow, long drawer. It's easy for this to become a disaster, which sometimes it does, but here I've got our accessory trays, and I keep that Stamp and Storage accessory trays for organizing my die cut pieces. Either I didn't use on a project, changed my mind, or I cut extras of. So I keep that organized in there. There's all those alphabet letters. And this half of the drawer kind of becomes just a junk drawer sometimes, unfortunately. Still trying to get that under control. It's always a process, isn't it? Organization, keeping it clean. This top drawer here is my clear blocks, baby wipes, paper towels, rubber gloves, all that stuff you want to have close at hand, easy to create with. Next drawer is my favorite because this is my watercolor supplies. So here I've got watercolor paper and I've got extra glass jars, my liquid watercolors, my pans of watercolor paints over here, and my texture pastes and spatulas and things, all taken home right there. Next down, I've got my drawer of all my 3D stuff, all my gift packaging, boxes and bags and jars and all kinds of goodies in there. And finally, bottom drawer here, hopefully we're seeing that, is all my envelopes. Oops. So this drawer keeps all the envelopes, nice rainbow of color, A2 envelopes right here, and then I've got my mini slims down in there in other sizes. Keeping that together. Let's come over here and we'll take a peek. This is all my additional adhesive, my extras and my cutting plates. Again, more cleaning tools, extra microfiber cloths and everything. My hot glue gun tucked in the back. And here's my additionals, cutting blades and refills and extra ribbon, extra embellishments and markers that haven't found their way up into organization yet. And last is my drawer of ink refill bottles. Isn't that pretty? Love seeing them all lined up like that. I used to use a combo holder for my ink pads, markers, and refills, but then I added too many ink pads. So the refills need to find a new home. And they did in this drawer with a custom grid storage unit for that. So much fun. Love to see that all lined up. This drawer is one of my problem drawers still. This is all my embossing powders, my coffee filters, extra papers that I have all tucked out hanging in there. And then this drawer has all my mini ink cubes. Another fun rainbow of color. Still need some distress colors. Hopefully those should be coming soon to fill out the space. And now in these drawers, here's where I store my storage pockets with my stamp cards and stamp sets in there. Again, separated by these fun new crate dividers. So you can separate by company, you can separate by occasion or category. Kind of fun to see all those goodies sitting in there. Here is another drawer of stamps. As you can see, I have kind of filled up my space on stamps, and I need to find more room. This third drawer, more stamps. I have filled up my space, but I'm not done buying new stamps, so of course we need to find more room. So I've got something in progress that I'm working on for that. All right, over here next to the stamp drawers, I've got my space with my cutting machines, my Gemini, my Scan and Cut, and my Mink foiler, hanging out in that little cubby space down there, as well as the extra stuff, my splatter box, and some press and seal and wax paper. Gotta have that in the room. Over here on my other countertop, I've got my Corinne markers in their marker holder. That's such a fun, wonderful rainbow of colors to have out there. Cheerful and happy colors. And another rainbow of blender brushes waiting for use right here in their holder. Keeps them all nice and neat and organized. Then I have my simple strips holder with sentiments ready to go at a moment's notice. Tucks in there nice. And then I have a drawer cabinet here, and this is mainly for embellishments that I keep in here. I've got all kinds of buttons and fun in a tray up there. And then we've got more embellishments in that one. Sheets of embellishments stored in some of the larger accessory trays in that drawer. And then all my fun twine. lays in there pretty good. And stuff for my shaker cards. I still need to find a good way to store those, but for now that works. And they're organized in there. That's the one I just opened. Next one down, I found a fun empty drawer that I didn't realize I had. So that's kind of fun. I have to think about what's going to fill that space. In this drawer, I've got most of my Christmas embellishments, not ornaments, embellishments. So they're hanging out in that drawer. Kind of keeps all that holiday stuff together. And the bottom drawer here is my washi tape. I found these fun containers at the Container Store that fit in that drawer just perfectly. Keeps all that washi tape under control. And then back here, that is sitting on top of a IKEA Alex drawer unit. And then some paper holders over there that this whole process is changing to fit something better. So this paper right now used to host most of my 8.5 by 11 paper, but I have changed that to what I'm going to show you next in just a moment. So this is kind of phasing out, holding extra stuff right now. That'll be worked out eventually. And then my Alex drawers keep things like my grid paper, all the different sizes, and my foil, all the stuff I need for foiling. Foiling is so much fun. And this is just kind of the extra drawer that I shove stuff in when I don't know where else to put it, as well as this one. Kind of ends up being the same thing. And the bottom drawer, this one I keep all my extra magnet cards, storage pockets, stamp cards. That all stays in there. Got to have that at hand for when the new stuff comes in. But recently, I reorganized my paper in my Kallax over here. And I put in all the 8.5 by 11 paper maxes instead. And I've got this wonderful rainbow of paper of all the different brands I use all in there together. It helps me see the shades better, decide what I'm going to use on projects, kind of keeps that color all together. And I'm actually using more of the colors than I did before. So that's been kind of fun. And then, so I turned the maxes on their side and then kept the horizontal across the top. And that's where I keep my whites and my other types of paper like Bristol's and watercolor paper. And then I go over there to my ivories and crafts and browns. And we follow that onto the horizontal on the bottom where I transition from the browns to the grays. And grays across there and end up in the blacks there on the left. So that helps really keep that rainbow in order. And then I've got some double 6x6 holders there with pattern papers and some 12x12 pattern paper holders over there. And then my extra hidden storage there in the doors and baskets on the bottom. That kind of keeps everything out. And just some decorative stuff on the top. Fun to look at. So let's take one more quick swipe around the room here. We'll go back up so you can see that Kallax full in its beauty right there, that gorgeous rainbow. And there we go around to my other space and around to my desktop one more time. Take that look in. There we go. And that's my craft room. I hope you enjoyed this quick tour of my space. Over the years, I've learned that storage and organization is an ever-evolving process. Trying products that you think are going to work and finding out they're not the greatest solution, or finding an even better way to store things. Whatever it is, don't give up hope, because there's a storage solution out there that's going to be just right for you. So organize your craft and unleash your creativity.